Hi everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo and welcome to the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, so let's slow down, let's step into that place inside of us that just knows what the answers are, knows what to expect, that doesn't have to anticipate anything. We're just present and we really allow ourselves to move into the world in a way, shape, or form that's really best for us. And the way we do this is we slow down each and every week, close our eyes, bring our focus inward, and then just start to receive the information. And as I start to talk, of course, you know your role, right? Just listen, follow along, notice if you pick up more information, notice if there's something specific to you that I might say, or maybe somebody else that you know in your life, or maybe it doesn't make sense for you and it's not for you, right? So it's like feeling your way through the information as it comes in. And to do this, we always just take 3 long breaths in and 3 long breaths out. And each time we do that, we're quieting our mind, we're focusing on white light, we're letting go. And when we focus, we give us something for our mind to focus on, such as seeing white light, it helps to disconnect ourselves from that chatter, right? Making it easier then to receive the answers, making it easier to perceive the information. All right, so let's go ahead and practice, see what's available for us this week. Let's take 3 long breaths in and 3 long breaths out, and then we'll start. Okay, so there is a lot of heightened energy in the air, meaning emotional energy. So you may notice that people around you are flip-flopping back and forth. There's a little bit of energy like a cat on a hot tin roof, and it's like, you know, it's really good, and then it's like, so it's this back and forth kind of energy. And there's also this opportunity in our side of ourself to take a new level of responsibility. So I'm being shown that what will open up this week is just an opportunity to kind of like roll up our sleeves and do things that we are meant to be doing. So that could mean there's this expansive energy of bringing yourself forward. So look at your life and go, what is it that I've been trying to accomplish? Is it getting a date? Is it, enrolling myself in school? Is it launching a business? Is it getting a promotion? Is it trying to have a baby? Is it trying to retire? Is it, trying to get, myself healthy? Or am I worried about a sibling or a child or a parent that I'm a caregiver for that needs my attention? So whatever it is that you're trying to expand on or that you feel responsible for or compelled to kind of move forward in the world with, I see that this is an opportunity to really get some solid answers, and not only the answers, but to elevate it, lift it up, and move it forward, almost like an offering, right? Like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and then just start moving forward. So it's an easy energy for us to detect inside of ourselves about, oh, it's timing. Now's the time to push. Now's the time to make those phone calls. Now's the time to ask for help. Now's the time to raise my hand and say, I can do it, right? So there's a lot of energy, a lot of what I call yes energy. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, I can handle it. Yes, I'll take control. Yes, I can make it happen. So there's this really uplifting energy of us moving forward, stepping into what we want to do. So it's also a very inspiring energy that we can inspire ourselves, with very little conversation. We can just easily start to move ourselves through thought into the place where we want to go. So there's not a lot of blockages around that are intense or that are really heavy. So that's the first part of this week. I'm just feeling like this open, expansive opportunity for us to take responsibility to move us to our next level. Now, for some, that could be hard. You could perceive it as hard because maybe that's not a muscle that you flexed, right? Like maybe you haven't learned the grit that you don't know yet how to kind of, power through, right? So if you don't have that, sustaining energy inside of you, it could feel a little more cumbersome, or it could feel more like, oh man, now I got to do this. But what I want to say about it is it will be easier if you will just go, wow, this is good for me. This is good for me to have to make that phone call. This is good for me to have to open that door, or to be this for that friend, or to say no to that person, right? If you can hold it, the idea of it as this is good for me, it's going to go so easy. It'll be second nature, and everything that you worried about will sort of just disappear. So just whatever it is you're sort of resisting, just flip it on yourself and go, no, this is good for me. I'm going to try this. This is good for me. And in doing that, the shift happens and it really opens up and things just start to flow and take off. So I really love this energy. It's a supporting energy. It's uplifting. And some of us are being taken, to task and having to do some things that are uncomfortable for us, maybe asking for help, or that have to tell people no, or that, we just need to get done. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to get those things done. Okay, in addition, there's still, this kind of like enjoyable energy. So I still see friends and family and vacation happening and timeouts and, coffee and lunches. And so there's just this really ease as well, friendship, fun, parties. So there's a lot of enjoyment in this week as well. So just know that the opportunities that are here, that you can kind of have your cake and eat it too, right? You can get your work done and you can have fun doing it. All right, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. The other thing is you don't want to set yourself up for a fall by overcommitting, thinking I can do so many things in one day, or that I try to stack the calendar, get it all done so I have free time next week, right? You want to be careful that you don't spend yourself or either one financially or energetically do too much. Just because the energy can be a little, as I said, a little haphazard or a little up and down. There's a lot of emotion going back and forth. And as we do that, just know that this energy that's kind of going back and forth is one that we can just, we need to ride, right? So when we remain a little more flexible, if we don't have our schedule packed so tight, it makes it easier to handle the curveballs. And then we won't be so exhausted or tired at the end of the day because we've given ourselves enough room to handle any kind of like snafus or last minute changes, or, suddenly a curveball is thrown at us, those sorts of things. So just expect some of those this week as well. Okay, let's see what else is in store for us this week. Okay, some of you may get a phone call with some really good news this week, a really great opportunity, and it may feel like you want that opportunity to come super. So you may get this phone call about this really great opportunity. It may not happen right now. It may happen like in 2 or 3 weeks, and you may be tempted to make some changes to bring that up. Don't do that. Just trust the timing is going to happen, right? Because sometimes when a good opportunity comes and we're so eager, like, oh my gosh, and you can see the potential of it, we're tempted to kind of clear the schedule and move that up. Do not do that. And the reason I say that is because when we restrict, when we say pause, when we say, well, wait a second, the universe knows more than I do, and that timing is perfect. What it does is it makes you more valuable, because when an opportunity comes your way and when we clear everything, it's sort of telling the other person, it's creating a power shift where they were calling and asking you for something, and now you're in, oh my gosh, yes. And when you do that, it puts all the power back into their energy and into them, and we lose some of the substance or some of the weight of what could be possible. And I don't want you to do that. So when we just trust the timing that's there and we make that other person wait, so when we say, okay, my schedule is such that I'm traveling, or I'm out of town, or I can't get you in for 2 more weeks, you got to trust that the universe knows what it's doing. If we try and scramble and move things around to accommodate that situation or to accommodate that individual, sometimes it just is going to fall apart. It just doesn't work. It dissipates. It loses its potency, right? Now, you have to judge every situation as its own, but it's really coming in loud and clear. just to trust the timing of it, and don't go out of your way. Don't try to bend over backwards. That bending over backwards, sometimes at the beginning of a relationship, there's always a taker and there's always a giver. And if you end up being the giver at the very beginning of negotiations or conversations, it just doesn't flow as readily. Your value goes down and the other person can potentially take advantage of you. So just know, if this great phone call comes in this week for an opportunity to connect, for an opportunity to, collaborate, and it's something you've wanted for a long time, just trust that the timing's okay, that you don't have to bend over backwards to make it work. All right? That's the bottom line on that. But how exciting. Very cool. All right, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. So here's the other thing. You also want to pick and choose with what you say yes to, and you don't want to do everything, right? So it's kind of like when you go on vacation and you're picking, your 3 favorite things to do instead of, 8 in one day. Because, when you try to do so much, it squeezes it and you end up being exhausted and all that kind of stuff. So what's coming up is just be aware of how much you're doing this week and what you're saying yes to. So just be careful. Sometimes in an effort, in our enthusiasm or our excitement, we say yes to everything. Just be aware that you don't over yes yourself this week. Okay, let's see if there's any surprises in store for us this week. Need to take care of yourself. You are the sun, right? It's your energy, and you shine and you give away, and you and you use that creator force that's flowing through you, right? But at the end of the day, if we're cut off from our own ability to recharge, our own ability to go in, our own ability to be able to be one with the creator, and if we're cut off from that, we're going to get depleted, and we're going to get tired, and we're going to get cranky, and we're going to get short, right? And so what you want to be aware of is just this week, gauge yourself. Know when it's too much. Know when it's time to go to bed. Know when, wow, I've had enough. Or know when it's time to come inside, right? It reminds me of the kid who plays outside all day and doesn't want to come in. And then when he comes in, he's tired and cranky and he's hot and he's hungry, right? Because he just couldn't have enough of the day. So it's that feeling of being overindulging. And overindulgence can not only be, fun things, but we can overindulge ourselves in sadness. We can overindulge ourselves with anger, with negative emotions. So be careful that you don't overindulge in the negative, right? And that could even be, too much food, too much drink, too much sun, right? Too much, anything is too much. So just be aware this week of the potential to move into what I would call more of an addictive behavior, having too much of something, not being satiated, okay? All right, so let's see if there's anything else that we need to be aware of for the week. Yeah, there's such a great, loving, friendly, just really great energy at the end of the week. The 22nd, the 23rd, 24th, the next weekend. It's just, there feels like there's surprises. There's a deep connection with spirit available. There's a creative energy. There's really fellowship and fun and loving energy. So, some of you may be going to weddings. Some of you may be just vacationing with friends. Some of you may just be getting together with family or a new romantic interest. But this is just a really loving, supportive, easy weekend. So I really like that energy. It really feels positive. And again, the bottom line is just don't push yourself. Just don't push yourself. Just, go with the flow, be in that vibe, and really listen and honor that ebbing and flowing that's happening within you. And when you're doing that, when you're actually in that space, that emits outward and it calms the environment around you. So if somebody else is having a bad day, or somebody else is, not listening to their inner vibe and are doing too much or saying yes to everything, and they're kind of having a meltdown or whatever, your energy can influence them. You just being calm and centered and relaxed can actually allow them to have a better day. And it can actually allow them to synthesize everything that's going on for them and to have those breakdowns be smaller instead of monumental. So just know that just by you having this awareness of being able to slow down and being able to emit that around you, that you're influencing everybody else in a positive way too. So I love that we have that capacity to help other people just by us being better. And when we're better, it influences everyone. So have a great week, you guys. Really enjoy yourself. Bring yourself forward. There's a great opportunity for you to step into the light and do what you're meant to be doing, being responsible, being loving to yourself, not overdoing or overgiving or overtaking, right? Just really listening to that knowing inside of you. And I just feel like it's going to open up, and I just see these, just these crescendos opening up and really sending out. So whatever you're up to this week, there's a lot of blessings with it, and there's good energy coming in. Some of you are going to have some great surprise opportunities show up this week through phone calls and through interactions that are going to take you, your work, your profession, your love life to the next level. So just know there's some great gifts coming this week. So all our job is to be present, to be proactive in our life, but to gauge, know how much is enough and when we're going too far. All right, have a terrific week, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all of you that are fathers out there. Today is Sunday. I hope, I think you'll get it today on Sunday. And wishing you the best. And for those of you that are on the other side of the world, I hope you enjoyed your special Father's Day. We need a lot of good men out there, good representatives of what a father can be. So thank you for being that, and thank you for bringing yourself to the world and taking care of yourself and really listening to your spirit. So lots of love, everybody, and I'll see you again next week. Have a great week, everybody.